So next one will be mantra 61, merge of two bindus. And we just talked red and white, and anybody has them, so sometimes they're predominant in one and then the other. And maybe that's like my understanding, that's why we have this attraction to opposite gender, because maybe we're missing this, we're yearning this white bindu, for example, or red bindu for male, and we're finding the female or the male who can kind of fulfill us in that sense. Yeah, does it make sense? You might think about it like that, maybe it's not. So 61, merging of the two bindus. And the Sanskrit is Sindora Vrata Sankasham Ravitsthana Sitam Raja Shashisthana Shtitam Shuklam Tyorakyam Sudurlabam. Translation: the red bindu, which is like a heap of vermilion, is situated in the place of the sun, and the white bindu is situated in the place of the moon. The merge of both bindus is difficult. It's quite a challenging mantra, so let's go straight to commentary. So the moon here and sun here, a lot of talks about moon and sun in yoga practices, if you ever done or anything, either Pingala, all these things, yin and yang. But here in particular, and from previous mantra, we know that they're talking about sun, vermilion, heap of vermilion situated in place of the sun, Manipura, they say before, and white bindu, place of the moon. And here, not the moon that's Svatisthana, but the one that with the full moon. The full moon in Bindu, because in the Svatisthana it's the crescent moon, so there's a slight difference. Yeah. Commentary. These mantras refer to the merging of the red and white bindus, which are inherent within each individual. So all of us have it, and we do have specific practices. I practice the kriyas for this specifically when merging two. At the physical level, the bindu is related with the reproductive system. Rajas is described as bright red in color, which refers to menstrual fluid. However, the ovum is the actual physical manifestation of bindu in the female body. Ovarian follicles, which nurtures and surrounds the ovum, is responsible for the menstrual cycle. So it's all interconnected, related, and as I understand, that's where the unlimited source of energy come from. Actually, there's some pranayama when you draw it up and breathe it in through. The menses and vaginal secretion are dependent manifestation of the ovum, because the ovarian follicle secretes the hormones estrogen and progesterone, which induce the proliferation of the uterine lining and its expulsion during menstruation. Female have very specific moon cycle, which is magically correlated directly to the moon cycles, and you have all these stages of different secretion, and eventually the linen is discharged. Yeah? Therefore, the red bindu or rajas is related with the female reproductive cycle at the physical level. At the pranic level, however, rajas corresponds with prana shakti. Shakti is usually this main energy force. So prana shakti force, which is represented by the sun and also by the color red. In Kundalini Yoga, Manipura chakra, behind the navel, is the solar center. So we know it's Manipura, the blazing sun. It is also the storehouse of prana and the center of fire, or Agni Mandala, symbolized by the red inverted triangle. This is a little bit of symbology for you. The mantra states that Rajas is situated at the place of the sun, which can thus be equated with Manipura. And that's what I told you before from previous mantra, that's where they located it, around Manipura. And if you're visualizing the down-pointed red triangle, it will be this point. Shukla, the white bindu, is represented at the physical level in the male body as a spermatozoa, which are supported in the medium of the seminal fluid. The spermatozoa become the bindu when the semen is sublimated. In the sublimation process, neither fluid nor energy is lost from the body. However, it is not the retention or release of seminal fluid which is important here, but the conservation of energy that is utilized in its production. And that's what I said, it's not about you practices it or you don't practice it, you restrain it or not restrain it, and sometimes can have opposite effect, depends on your what your state, what your disbalances, and that's what they say here, it's about harvesting of the energy. According to the mantra, the seat of Shukla is the moon, which is related with the mind or Chitta Shakti, the mental or conscious force. In Kundalini Yoga, the moon is represented at two levels of evolution, the instinctive level or in Svatisthana chakra, and at the higher mental level in Bindu Visarga. And I swear I didn't read it. So this is what, they say again. So you have this crescent moon here, Svatisthana, one level in, one in the Bindu. In the chakra symbology, also the moon is depicted as both centers, at both centers. Therefore, the white Bindu relates to the production of semen at the Svatisthana level and to the secretion of Amrita or nectar, which drips down from the moon at the level of Bindu Visarga. So you see this absolute mimicking each other, yeah? So the seat of the white Bindu at the moon, which corresponds to both Svatisthana and Bindu, depending upon the context. The mantra states that the merge of both the white and red Bindus is difficult. At this point, we need to draw another analogy. According to Hatha Yoga, which forms the foundation of Kundalini Yoga, the lunar or mental force corresponds to either Nadi, and the solar or vital force corresponds to Pingala. So these two serpents that intersect in every chakra and join in Ajna. That's what it is. These two energies function independently like positive or negative polarities. It is only possible to unite them when the third neutral force is brought into the picture. The neutral force is Sushumna Nadi, the spiritual channel which flows straight up through the center of the spinal passage, while the Pingala flows up spirally on the other side. And I talked about this in such detail in Pranayama series when I read the book Pranayama. We spend a lot of time on Sushumna, on Ida Pingala, so just refer that in my playlist Pranayama. Or sometimes I run it like a live stream, so just all my videos, 5 hours, 10 hours in one go. The difficulty in uniting Rajas and Shukla, so these two red and white Bindu, sun and moon, or Ida and Pingala, arise because the Sushumna is normally as a dormant or tamasic state. And this refers back to all the Kundalini. Yeah, so it's only when you equally activate Ida Pingala, that's why we do Nadi Shodhana, breathing, and other practices, Viloma, and some other pranayamas, and we do a lot of Kundalini practices, Kriyas. We bring in this balance, and then we wakening up Kundalini, and then she must go. She doesn't go through Ida Pingala. You might feel, I felt it a lot, like Pingala or Ida get very activated. It's like it's burning. It's like you feel like you're on fire. You have to go and put water on your body. That's how you can activate it. But you have to surpass this moment, and then when they're both balanced, the neutral, the Sushumna will rise up. And let's go through the spinal physical column. That's why we're so working on having our back straight, all these asanas for that, and your any practices you do. Sushumna is the pathway for ascending Kundalini, and hence its activation is a prelude to the all spiritual experience. First, Sushumna must be opened and purified, and then Kundalini can be awakened. Yeah, so you have to prepare the path for it. It's just like in everything. There's no like secrets or magic. You open your channels, you prepare them, remove all obstructions, and then Kundalini will wake up. If you have blockages all the way up through, Ida Pingala not balanced, it's not going to happen, no matter what you do, no matter what substances you're going to take. And people sometimes have these enormous experiences and they think this is it. But isn't it? Or it's just a delusion of your mind. Be very conscious about that. According to Hatha Yoga, the union of sun and moon takes place at Ajna Chakra, where the three nadis, Ida Pingala and Sushumna, unite before making the final ascent to Sahasrara Chakra, an abode of Shiva or supreme consciousness at the crown of the head. So the moment it reaches the crown of the head, this 1,000 petal Sahasrara Chakra, which is translated like that, this is it. This is kind of like final stage. So you have to first ascend to your Ajna here. It's located in the physical middle of your head. And even if you look on symbology of Ajna Chakra, there's just 2 petals. One of them, the Idala, the Pingala. And the Sushumna, this is basically your purity gland, which is kind of physical location, basically, of Ajna, is sitting on your spinal column. So that's the very top of Sushumna. Yep. In order to open Sushumna, the Ida Pingala passages, which carry the solar and lunar, the vital and mental forces, must first be purified and regulated. Secondly, they must be activated and awakened. The union of these forces at Ajna Chakra enables the yogi to access all the higher mental faculties and qualities. In Kundalini Yoga, the union of Shukla and Raja, or Ida Pingala, or Ajna, at Ajna, is achieved through practice of mudra, bandha, and kriya. By these practices, the prana are activated and rise through the two nadis from Muladhara to Ajna Chakra. This prana awakening also activates the Kundalini energy, which then rises towards its higher abode. And it's absolutely amazing mantra. So basically, it can summarize all the thousands of years practices of yoga, how it's happening, what we actually experience, what we looking for, waiting for, and all the practices. It's part or fully or related to that. So it's pretty simple. And if you learn, Ida Pingala, you have Sushumna, dormant, Kundalini sleeps, with this 3.5 coil snake in your Muladhara base around Shivalingam, and we have another Shivalingam on the top of the crown in our head. We have 3 Shivalingams actually, and also all the symbology related to, so your down pointing triangle here, you have up pointing white triangle around your head, and then when they join in the heart space, you have this David star. So we have 6 point star, which is down pointing triangle plus up pointing triangle. So this everything is related, but it's everything come back to one. So although it seems like super complicated, so much terminology, so much symbols, actually write me down the comment like, do you think it's too much, too overwhelming, or you keep up, or it's too easy? Look, it's just different aspects of the same who you are, where you are. One of the practices in yoga can allow you to get there and realize it, yourself, and awaken Kundalini and all these things in this lifetime. But it's all about your intention and dedication. I hope it will happen with you. Hari Om.